host of stars for you tonight, so let's get some guests on! Later, we'll be meeting one of this year's standout acting talents. Stephen Graham will be joining us. Newly recrowned world heavyweight boxing champion Anthony Joshua will be here. And we have music from Melanie C featuring Sing the Pink. Yes, we will. But first, as she starred in Midsummer, The Little Drummer Girl, and Fighting with My Family, and is set to be one of the major faces of 2020. Please welcome Florence Pugh, everybody! She dazzles! Look at you! Oh, you look like a present. Hello. Thank you. Florence Pugh, everybody! Following another triumphant series of Strictly Come Dancing, please welcome this year's new judge. It's the fabulous Motsi Mabuse! And we've the two stars of the critically acclaimed A Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood. One is the Welsh actor behind Brothers and Sisters and The Americans. It is Matthew Rhys, everybody! And he's the double Oscar-winning star of Forrest Gump, Apollo 13, Castaway and Toy Story, and one of the biggest movie stars in the world. Please welcome Mr. Tom Hanks! Welcome all. Thank you for spending New Year's Eve with us. Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Did you all have a nice Christmas?
Wonderful.
Yeah? Best present, Tom. What was your best present?
I got an Instant Pot. You know what an Instant Pot is?
No, I don't.
I made a vow to learn how to cook my own meals, and an Instant Pot is an electronic device that you can do things like put in a loaf of bread, some ground beef, a bucket of water, and 20 minutes later you have steak and kidney pie. And it's delicious.
Isn't America marvelous?
It is. We're way ahead of you people in many ways.
We really are. Now, Motsi, you know, people go to parties on New Year's Eve. Do you avoid a dance floor, or do you go out and just show off and go to watch this?
No. I avoid it. I love to watch people dancing. Really, it's the most entertaining thing on the planet. And the more alcohol comes in, the better it gets. So I really love that. And after I have a few drinks, I dance. But I never dance like,
Well, drink up, Motsi. Go on. Now, what's weird is, I assumed that Matthew Rhys, you would be drinking the wine because you are a wine expert.
Yes, I tell everyone. I am a wine expert.
Do you know this? He is a wine expert.
I didn't even tell you that, but I am officially one of Wales's greatest leading authorities on wine.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many wine experts are there in Wales, actually?
Two.
No, you host a show.
I do. I host a show. Well, I try and host a show called the Wine, ironically called the Wine Show, which with Matthew Good. Look, there he is, dashing Matthew Good.
Oh, my Lord.
And he very kindly called me up one day and he said, look, do you want to travel around Italy with a wine master and he'll tell us everything about wine? They just need two monkeys who love wine but know nothing about it to be informed, and I was one of those.
But there's not much of a spittoon involved. You do just go for it.
Well, Italy was tricky because apparently, I don't even know if this is true, but the Italians told us, unlike France, when tasting wine they spit, the Italians insist that you take 2 long drafts. The first should clear the palate and the second you taste the wine. So by about 9:30 a.m. the producer is saying, stop saying it's nice. Why buy this at Christmas? You're like, say something else.
You got paid for this job?
I got paid.
I'm so jealous.
I have very little memory.
That's a trip I want to book.
You're welcome on the next series.
Now, Florence Pugh, you're having a special New Year's Eve because you like someone on the couch.
Oh, I know, I do. I mean, I like all of you on the couch.
Don't lie. You like one more than the other.
No, I particularly love the sound of Tom Hanks' voice.
Oh, my. Really?
Yeah.
No, I...
This?
Yeah, that.
Hey, that's great!
No, my mum actually reminded me this morning. She found out that you were here, and she said, do you remember... Because I was sick quite a lot as a kid. And I was always in hospital, and they were always trying to find a good position for me to sleep in. And apparently, I would always wake up when Toy Story was over and the ending credits would play. So she'd quickly get up from her bed and rewind it and press play again. So I've been very soothed.
Well, you know what?
Sleep.
You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Well, there you go. Okay, assume the position.
Now, here we go. Let's begin with a wonderful, wonderful feel-good film at the start of the new year. A Beautiful Day in the Neighbourhood is the name of the film. It opens on the 31st of January. And I suppose, Matthew, we should say that this is really, it's the story of your character, who's a journalist.
Well, that's what I tell everyone. It's my story. I know Tom Hanks is in the film, but ultimately it's my story. That's how I pitched it to everyone.
But it's true, isn't it?
Yes, of course it's true.
Yeah, because it's based on an article that a journalist wrote.
It is. It's based on a true moment in time when a journalist, Esquire journalist, interviewed this incredible American icon, played by Tom Hanks, ironically, American icon, a children's entertainer, for want of a better word, called Mr. Rogers, who for many decades had a very informative, incredibly important show on American television that shaped a number of generations.
Because Tom, presumably in America, when you tell people I'm playing Mr. Rogers, everyone just...
Oh, everybody knows, yeah.
Yeah, but here it takes a bit more explaining.
It does.
Children's entertainer doesn't quite cover it. I mean, how do you explain who Mr. Rogers was?
Mr. Rogers was on television. He didn't teach kids how to read. He didn't teach them how to spell. He didn't teach them how to add. He taught them how to be decent people who could communicate and understand their own feelings, as well as know that they will not get sucked down the drain of the bathtub when they pull the plug at the end of it, which, if you're 2.5 years old, you might think can actually happen.
We had Timmy Mallet. Your name was Timmy Mallet.
He's here tonight.
If you were to give Mr. Rogers a lot of amphetamine and a foam mallet, that would be Timmy Mallet.
Because you, as a kid, you didn't get it.
Oh, I thought I was 11 when he first came on. I thought, this show's stupid. It's slow, and the puppets' mouths don't move, and this is what most of the show was when I was 11 years old. A grown man looking right down the barrel and saying, feelings are funny things, aren't they? Sometimes it's sad. Pause. And it's okay to be sad. I said, what is this? Change the channel. I want to see Batman. I want to see somebody punching a guy out. Solve this problem exactly.
Pie and a kisser.
Well, listen, we've got a clip. This is Matthew's character meeting Rogers, I think, for the first time.
Oh.
And action.
Do you know what this is? It's Lord. Lord.
Hold, please.
We can't fire him, can we?
Hello, Lord. Oh, it's nice to meet you. What? Are you all right?
Play at the plate.
Oh, let's see. That looks like it hurts.
Let's chat afterwards.
We need to
Maybe we
keep
could
moving.
have Evan take a look at him.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Sorry, Fred.
Yeah.
Me too.
All right. It's wonderful to meet you. So glad you're here, Lord. I'm looking forward to talking with you. I truly am. After this, everyone, this is Lloyd Vogel. He is a wonderful writer.
Ironically, that was the first time we met. We actually met during that. No, I'm joking. I did have to Google what play at the plate was. I thought
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't get the baseball reference.
I'm not that fast.
I could have said, oh, did you get hit with a googly?
Yeah, that would have. I would have followed you.
But there is a kind of thing, and it's your character in the film, I suppose, where you can't quite believe that Mr. Rogers isn't somehow a fake or that it's real.
Well, I think my character certainly lived life from not even a cup half empty. There was no cup, so he is kind of looking for the darkness and everything, and he did, in a sense, kind of look for the other side of Mr. Rogers, and the irony was, he only saw the good side.
Yeah, because there was no side to Mr. Rogers, was there, Tom?
Well, he was a cracked vessel, but he would say that, I'm just like you. I have failings and I have worries, but never mind about me. Graham, I would imagine that having the pressures of a television show like this come on week after week is going to be something that could wear you down after a while.
Yes.
Well,
I can only apologise, Mr. Rogers.
we were always was exhausted at the end of some of these scenes because we were like, you know, stallions, action and rolling. We're ready to do it as fast as possible. And instead, Mari Heller, our boss on this, the director, she was always saying, no, slower, slower. That's the opposite of what directors say.
Yeah. And the odd thing, too, is because he made programs for children, you think that somehow his messages are going to be very simple, but there's profound. He was like a philosopher.
Oh, he was a king. There's a number of episodes that is like, it starts with a goldfish is dead in the tank. And the entire half hour will leave you in tears by the time he's done with it. His desire was to always have people share their feelings. And he would write songs, and we'd be sitting there and say, you know, I was really sad for a while, but I found it was good to talk about it because the music will start playing it, because it's good to talk. It's good to say the things we feel. It's good to talk. Now, every married man, should have that in his pocket, because when you're having a fight at 3 o'clock in the morning, in which most of your vocabulary is, oh, let me get this straight. I see. You can be as angry as you want to with the love of your life, and you can just then end it with, well, you know what? It's good to talk. It's good to say the things we feel. And all you're doing is communicating your feelings, and, buddy, that's a victory.
It gets to a point. I've done it several times, it worked very well. Then there's like the 4th, 5th time where you take the inhalation, you go, she goes, you sing that song. We'll nail you to the wall.
I'm not saying overuse it, I'm just saying have it in your pocket. 4
times in a day is overuse.
But on New Year's Eve, I think there's a lovely thing to share with him. The 3 secrets to happiness.
Oh, the 3 secrets to happiness are be kind, and be kind. I think that's the thing about the movie, is that he is proactively a source of, an agent of change, because kindness is not the default setting that humanity seems to be in. Conflict is bitterness, sarcasm, what's the cynicism. There wasn't a cynical bone in his body, and he said, you will be amazed how your world will be changed just by simply understanding that somebody else is probably having a worse day than you are.
Yeah.
So, be kind.
Well, it's one of those things, it's sort of, you know, when a film comes along that you need. A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is that, and it opens on 31st of January. Now, one of the bright spots, and yes, good news.
No. Oh, you're so kind.
One of the bright spots of 2019 was meeting Motsi Mabuse. Yay! Before we talk, here's a little reminder of the joys of Strictly 2019.
This is going to be a ride. Honestly, I can't give you more than this 10. I'll give you my hairpiece. I can't sit down.
No, don't.
I just can't sit down. Come to Mama. I have to find that number. Thank you.
Do you remember?
I don't know who that is. Who's that person?
Did any of you watch Strictly? Did you? Actually, you're all working, right?
I was there. I think I'm one of the guys on the end of that. Looks awful.
And I think you've got a technical question for Motsi.
Yes, I do. All right. Now I understand. What is the difference between a 9 and a 10?
Well, okay.
None.
10 being
10 being perfect, 9 being almost perfect.
Almost
Let's
perfect.
put it that way.
So you could literally turn a 9 into a negative comment. You know, buddy?
Yes.
You are almost perfect. Then, has there ever been anybody who got a 2?
Well, in Germany, yes. That's quite normal.
There you go. What a mark of shame that must be.
Can you imagine?
You know, the next day, oh, look at you, number 2. Run away, hide your head in shame. Number 2.
No, in Germany, one of the judges actually took a marker and wrote -1.
long journey.
Did they kill someone while he danced?
You know, I mean, you have to. He wanted to show how not good the dance
bad it was.
Yeah.
Motsi, now, I have to say, because what I love about your story is an amazing one. So there were these 3 sisters living in South Africa, and you fell in love with ballroom dancing.
Yes.
But no one around you was ballroom dancing, nothing.
No, we were on holiday and we saw ballroom dancing, and I said to my mom, that's what I want to do. And we didn't even have a hall, so we went to her kindergarten and they cleared it up, and she found a friend that could do ballroom dancing, and she taught us the basics. And I said that quite German, right? The basics. So yeah, we learned that, and it was like fire. We were just infected, and we like.
But as good as you got, you would then enter the competitions, and it wouldn't go well.
Yes, shame. Yeah, we entered the competitions quite a few times, actually, and we were quite a few times last place. But we learned, we got better, we practiced, we improved everything. We got the dance shoes, we got the clothes, and we just kept on dancing, and somehow, yeah, somehow.
Did you ever get a -1?
No!
But now, here's an odd thing. It's Motsi's first series, and her sister won. You know,
How fortuitous.
that is
that's
just great, isn't it?
That's the best.
More scandal at the BBC.
The thing is, and what I loved, because, you know, it might get too hot, but the last show, everybody votes. So I was like, the last show, I'm Mother Christmas, hand out those tens, and let the UK decide, and they did.
Is it by telephone vote? Is that
Yes,
what it...
yeah, telephone vote.
Yeah,
Wow.
so
Yeah.
I didn't think they're going to win, to be honest. But, no, because you never know what's going to go. So I prepared her. I was like, sister dear, be prepared for everything. You know, whatever happens, like I planned, if she wins, I come 1 day to the UK. If she loses, I'll come 2 days to the UK, like back, and just console her, bring the baby. It makes her feel good. So I did that.
Look after my baby. Losing wasn't that bad.
Yes.
Here's a baby.
Yes.
Feel better about yourself. So, yeah. You know, the thing is about my baby, like, when she falls, she gets up and she pats me. So I don't know, because she feels like mom has a lot of pain. So I was like, she'll make you feel better. But, yeah.
And because Matthew, you're not keen on dancing.
Hate dancing, I'm sorry.
Why?
It's just not in my body.
No.
I was not born to punish people with my
Motsi, can you tell if someone can dance?
Well, I think you can tell from the posture of their body and the way they talk and express themselves if they can dance. And I think we've got really good dancers on the couch here.
See, Matthew?
Yes.
You could dance.
Yes,
Yes,
Matthew.
you're probably the
I
first
can
ever to
see.
say that.
Matthew, just a little bit.
I can dance, damn it. I just need an opportunity. Billy Elliot too.
But look to your left, because Florence Pugh, you grew up in the world of dance.
I don't want to boast too much. No, my mum was a dancer, so
see?
Yeah.
all of the kids were in ballet classes. But I wouldn't say it's in my bones. It's not.
Did you compete?
Kind of, not properly though. Sort of. I danced until I was about 16, 17.
You see, she's a dancer.
Were you in a Nutcracker performance?
No, but actually, it's the one skill that I really love having have learned since I was younger, because every single film that I've ever done has needed some sort of movement in some ways. So it's a skill that I'm happy my mum got us into.
And now, here's an odd thing. In terms of, you know, Tom Hanks, you've done so much in films, but have you ever danced? Have you done full-out dancing in film?
We don't need to scare the children.
But is it a, have you decided, if dancing's in a script, do you go, no,
Hey, now. I'm capable of essentially doing the dance in the corner at the wedding, which isn't really dancing, it's just sort of like rhythmic stomping.
Yeah.
You know, stand up. I mean, any guy can essentially do this at a wedding.
Oh, wow.
Goes along with any music, any era.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's talent.
That's it.
That's almost a perfect 10.
I'll take a 9, but there's no -1, please.
But now, so are you coming back, though? You're in it for now, forever.
Well, they haven't said anything to me, the BBC. So. I'm waiting for that call. Again. No, yeah, well, I have to see. I had a lot of fun, and it was completely different. I mean, people are so, like, in this country, they're so intense about Strictly Come Dancing.
Yes.
Like, they're just like, they'll kill you, and I'm like, whoa. You know, and I was happy to fly to Germany to have, like, a cool off, and then come back, and then, yeah.
Well, listen, we hope you're back for 2020. Motsi, Mabuse, everybody. It's like you're a competitor. The number's on the screen now. For Motsi, please call.
What happens if the sister is invited back?
Oh, I know.
She's not. That would be bad. She would bring the baby and...
That baby will cheer you up. Okay, another movie tonight. And again, a fantastic reaction to this. It's Greta Gerwig's new version of Little Women. It opened on Boxing Day, and I believe, Florence, it's broken every box office record already.
Yeah.
We've read about the...
Oh, yeah.
And on the reviews.
Yeah.
Queuing all night.
I
It seems
know.
incredible, yeah.
Yeah.
Fist fights in Western Square.
But now, Little Women is one of those things, like, we all know the story of Little Women, don't we, Tom?
Yeah, absolutely. I pretend I do. There are 3 books that everybody pretends they, mostly guys.
Yes.
Well, I pretend that I know Little Women, Jane Eyre, and Pride and Prejudice. I've never read a word of any of them. I pretend I have. It is lovely.
Well, you should do, because it is lovely.
It is.
What is it about?
Lots of little...
Teeny, tiny...
Teeny, tiny, itty,
I think Rhys genuinely thought that.
female.
Those are the borrowers.
Tiny female. No, so Louisa May Alcott wrote the book, and
Yes, of course.
yes, of course, and it's been going around for a while, and there's been lots of versions, and it's about these 4 sisters living in Concord, and they are all amazing artists, and they're all constantly struggling in a world that's built for men. And Greta
Fiction, then.
And Greta Gerwig has directed her version, and I mean, this cast was utterly unbelievable.
So it's Saoirse Ronan, Emma Watson, Eliza Scanlon, and yourself as the 4 sisters.
Yes.
And you play Amy.
I play Amy March, yeah, the youngest one.
Who is... Am I right in saying this is the character that Greta Gerwig has kind of toyed with the most?
Well, not toyed with. Amy March has had a really bad rep. Everybody absolutely hates her. And when I got the role, I told my friends, and my friend was like, "Oh, I hate her." It's like, great. So Greta kind of just pulled out this woman that is in the book. Amy March is an amazing artist in the book, and she just kind of gave her more of a moment to understand her, and people are shocked by it.
Well, we've got a clip. This is Amy kind of explaining her attitude to marriage.
Yes.
I've always known I would marry Rich. Why should I be ashamed of that?
There's nothing to be ashamed of, as long as you love him.
Well, I believe we have some power over who we love. It isn't something that just happens to a person.
I think the poets might disagree.
Well, I'm not a poet. I'm just a woman. And as a woman, there's no way for me to make my own money. Not enough to earn a living or to support my family. And if I had my own money, which I don't, that money would belong to my husband the moment we got married. And if we had children, they would be his, not mine. They would be his property. So don't sit there and tell me that marriage isn't an economic proposition, because it is. It may not be for you, but it most certainly is for me.
Ooh. That was Timothée Chalamet, and you'd met Timothée Chalamet before this, hadn't you?
Oh God, I had met him about a year previous. We were doing the kind of award season rounds together, and I loved his surname Chalamet, and every time I read it as Shalamala Bing Bong. And when I saw him at this event, someone was coming to introduce me, and I said in my head, I was like, Timothy Shalamala Bing Bong. As I was walking towards him, to the point where it's now become such a name in my family that my gran met him last week at however many weeks ago, at the premiere. And afterwards, she came up, she was like, I met Timothy Chalamet Bing Bong. So that's his name now in our family.
So, Timothy Chalamet Bing Bong,
Yeah.
but also Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
I mean, you have scenes with Meryl Streep.
I shared space with her. Yeah, no, we shared a carriage for a whole day and a room for a whole day. It was...
And does Greta Gerwig, does she give you a little pep talk beforehand? You're going to be in a carriage with Meryl Streep. You know, does anyone prepare you for it?
No, you kind of just know that she's in the room or she's somewhere in the house because everybody's on best behaviour and everybody lights really quickly and everybody sets up cameras very quickly because Meryl's around. So you always can tell that she's somewhere.
And didn't you say that when you were doing an outside scene, like she has this power, she speaks and things happen?
Oh, we were in a carriage for a long time, and it takes a while to reset shots because we were behind horses, and it took about 20 minutes each time. And it was cold, and we were in Boston, and Timmy came up and kind of jumped up on the carriage, and just as he jumped up on the carriage, a waft of chip smell came in, and she suddenly then wanted chips. And within about, I'd say 10 minutes, there was a gasping PA, like, with Wendy's fries ready to give to her. So I sat in a carriage, dripping in my fine clothes, eating Wendy's fries.
There's photographic evidence. There you are. It's delicious. Yeah. Now, Matthew, you know, you're the star of this movie. Did you use your powers for good? Are you?
Yes, well, I'm known for that. I'm known for using I would occasionally offer someone a cappuccino or two on set.
Yeah.
But I was cowed by Mr. Hanks.
He was Martini Boy on Friday night.
Yes.
That's a good
and
thing.
Thankfully, my name is Martini, so it worked out very well. I shall make martinis because that is my name.
But Tom Hanks out-niced you.
You can't out-nice Hanks.
I'd like to say I was kind, and then I was kind, and then I was kind.
Every time I bought, like, the hair and makeup department a coffee, he'd be like, I've got a cinema for everyone, if anyone would like to... Here's lottery tickets for everyone.
There's one thing I do at the beginning of every film. I invest in a very good espresso and steamer for the hair and makeup trailer. Oh. And it sits right there, and whoever wants it at the end of the shoot can take it with them.
Wow.
Because you must have legal, addictive stimulants in the hair and makeup.
He also took everyone to a baseball game before we started.
Oh, we did
as
that.
well. Oh, yes, there was that.
Okay,
Well.
no, but that's pleasing a crew, but movie stars also please fans. And I've heard you tell a story about Rob Reiner, and I think, were you going to Disneyland or Disney World? Disneyland?
This was so surreal. Neither one of us could believe it. Long ago, Rob Reiner and we took our kids to Disneyland, the whole family. The kids were little. And as we're coming back, we're stuck in traffic on the 405, and we're going very slowly, but I'm driving and Rob is in the shotgun seat. And there's one of the buses that takes people to and from the airport.
Oh, yeah.
And because they will get stuck in traffic a lot, they show movies on screens in the bus.
Yeah.
And so we're stuck. We're going back and forth, and we look on this bus that's right next to us in the other lane and said, Sleepless in Seattle is playing in that bus. Rob and I were both in Sleepless in Seattle, and we're looking at this thing, and there's a guy who's kind of looking at it like this, and we say, oh my God, they're almost up to our scene, where we have a talk at a coffee shop. And I said, oh my God, there's our scene is on. So I tooted the horn, and the guy who was like, look at this, he just kind of goes. I've always wondered, what did that guy tell the wife when he got home? How was the flight, honey? The flight was nothing but this bus driver.
Very good. Okay, it's time to meet my next guest. With starring roles in Line of Duty, Rocket Man, The Virtues, and The Irishman, this man has been one of the biggest stars of 2019. Please welcome Mr. Stephen Graham! Motsi, Stephen, Florence, Stephen.
He's in 19
Yeah, have a seat, do. And now, you've just met everybody, but Tom Hanks you know of old.
We worked together just 2 years ago.
Yeah,
The
recently.
film that will be out in May. It's called Greyhound.
Oh, this is the Greyhound. Oh, so that's all made.
That's all done. Yeah. Oh, there we are.
Tom.
Look at us. Yeah.
But then before that, Band of Brothers.
Oh, that's right.
Years ago.
How young were you when you got cast?
Well,
in
look
that?
how
Look
young
at
he is.
that baby face. Look at him.
Yeah.
Oh,
February of
my
last year.
Lord.
Kids do this to you.
Were you just out of drama school when you got that gig?
I think I was actually. Yeah, it wasn't long before. Like, yeah, about.
It was 2000, I think.
2000. It was that long ago.
2000, yeah.
I think I'd just done Snatch.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look, we've got lots to talk about, but let's start with your latest TV project, which is White House Farm. It is coming to ITV in January. I know this is a true crime story that I think a lot of people will remember.
Yeah. I think it was in the mid-80s.
Yeah, mid-80s, yeah.
And it's kind of a strange one because I think there's a new kind of case about it now, isn't it? I think it's been reopened or...
Well, he seems to be making appeals all the time.
All the time,
Yeah,
constantly.
this is Jeremy Bamber.
Yeah, and it's about, you know, it's the true story of that whole incident and stuff like that. But you'd have to be kind of careful what you say because I don't want to get in trouble.
Yes, because you have made an entire television series about it now, so I feel the genie's out of the bottle.
Yeah, but my character's a police officer, and I worked with Mark Addy, who was lovely. He was absolutely.
And so your DCI Taft Jones.
Jones, yeah.
Are they kind of an amalgamation of policemen? Or are they actual policemen?
He was an actual policeman, and he was the head of the investigation. Do you know what I mean? So it was his operation, really. And then he gets pushed aside. And I had to do a Welsh accent, which I tried really hard.
How was that?
tricky. I don't know.
Well, we're about to find out.
Which part of Wales?
We can see now.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
No, it wasn't.
This is your character, DCI Taft Jones, and you. Yeah. Anyway, it's self-explanatory. It's self-explanatory.
Okay.
We've got to stop this. We've got to stop moving the bodies.
Why?
We need more forensics, a proper team in there, top to bottom.
Well, the last thing the surviving family needs is us dragging it out.
Have you seen the girl's body? She's been shot twice.
Oh, you want Stocko? No, Stanley.
Obviously, it needs to be confirmed, but if I'm right, then... Well, it can't be bloody suicide.
You listen to me, Sergeant. That house was locked up from the inside. Doors latched, windows locked. Back door even had a bloody key in it. So if she hasn't shot herself, who do you think's done it? Hey? One of the children? Look, this is a big one. We got every bastard watching us, and I need everyone doing their job. Your job's a nice little easy one, looking after the family. All right? Are we all right, Sergeant?
Stephen Graham, though, 2019 has been an amazing year for you. Line of Duty, obviously you were you stole Line of Duty. You were so good in that.
Oh, thank you.
But then Irishman, which is still streaming on Netflix.
Yeah.
And Martin Scorsese. Yeah, you knew Martin Scorsese from Gangs of New York.
Yeah.
But that wasn't enough to get you into The Irishman. You had to meet more people.
Yeah, I met Robert De Niro, which was lovely.
Did you have to fly over to meet him?
Yeah, I flew over to meet him and just had a little. We had a sit down and a conversation. It was very surreal. Do you know what I mean? These are my heroes, and Tom as well. The people who we grew up with. Do you know what I mean? So
All right,
never
Tom.
in your. Well, you never went to school. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Now, if I sing a song to someone who grew up with me, what does De Niro just sit there and say, "Are you talking to me?"
He's very lovely. He was really nice, do you know what I mean? I was extremely nervous, as you can imagine.
What, did you have a meal or a drink or something? What
a couple of cups of coffee. I was only supposed to be there for like 20 minutes. And we were there for 2 hours, so... Do you know what I mean?
So the meeting went well?
Yeah, it went... Yeah.
And he's in it, so yes. And Joe Pesci, now, because he hadn't worked for... He just sort of retired, and he came back for this.
Yes.
And he sounds like quite an interesting man.
That was a different meeting.
Yeah.
That was a little bit... I mean, awkward's not the word. It was my first couple of days and that, and I was in the trailer, and they knocked and they said, Mr. Pesci would like to meet you. So I was like, wow, OK, do you know what I mean? Casino, Raging Bull, you know, Home Alone. It's Joe Pesci, it's an idol. So I'm like, OK, this really excited, really nervous, and I go, and he's sat outside his trailer, and it's quite cold. And he's there, and he's got a big cigar, and he goes, sit down. I'm like, OK. And he goes, where are you from? I went, I'm from England, Liverpool. And he went, you're not Italian? And I went, no, not. I apologised for not being Italian. And he was like, OK. You know, you best do this right. And I was like, yeah, I'll give it my best. And then he goes to me, and this is the worst thing as an actor you can ever hear. He went, I wanted your part. And I was like, I did, and I was like, no, but your part's massive. You know, what else to do? He was like, and then he said to me, I knew Tony. And I'm just thinking, OK, can this get any worse? You know what I mean? And he was like, so make sure you do a good job. And I was like, OK, all right, thanks, lovely to meet you. And then I did a couple of days, and then he's come up to me a few days later after I've done some stuff, and he's gone, they've all said you're very good, they've all said you're doing really well. Oh, do you want to come and have something to eat? And I was like, yeah, all right, Joe. and then we'd be talking and stuff, and he'd go, why do you have to talk like that? And I was like, what do you mean? He went, just talk how your character talks, then I can understand you. Sorry, Joe. Okay. I don't want to do that, though. Yeah.
Talking about Great American Actors, this is so weird. I didn't realise we were making this show till this recently, but Matthew Rhys, he was in the last ever episode of Columbo.
Yeah.
Is that right?
I closed it down.
Yeah.
They got cancelled after I played the villain.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
Did you do
Just one more thing.
Yeah. The first time he says that, you kind of go, oh.
Who did you play?
The bad guy? Did you?
Yeah, I did. I was the murderer.
You were the murderer?
Yeah.
And now Peter was kind of directing you in a way.
Yes, he liked to rehearse quite intensely, you know, prior. So we did almost 2 weeks rehearsal. And in the script, it says he's from the murderer is from London, possibly the East End, you know, East End underworld. I was like, all right, this is brilliant, because I'm going to go to America. If my Cockney accent's a bit off, I'll be fine. So, you know, you watch a few, you know, Guy Ritchie movies on the plane. I was like, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to pull the wool over here, And I'm giving it the full, all right. It's just like one long vowel, no consonants going, and then he goes, yeah, let me stop you a minute. Where are you from? I went, I'm from Cardiff in South Wales. He went, why don't you play him with someone from Cardiff in South Wales? Oh, yeah, I'm terribly sorry. I can't quite do a Cockney accent, Mr. Falk. I'm so sorry. So the last ever murderer was
from Cardiff in South Wales. Because Motsi, you do an extraordinary thing, of course, that flipping between the German and the English. But is English is that easier for you than German, or is German easier?
Well, at the moment, German is easier because I've heard so much different accent in this country, and I really have to concentrate to understand everyone. Like
Stephen.
I do. It is, and everybody sounds so different. And we had on Strictly Chris Ramsey. I don't know where he's from, but I was just like, what? What? Write it down. You'd think it's really easy because it's English, like we grew up on English, but apparently it's not.
Because, Tom, you've done some accent work, haven't you?
Yes, some.
Yeah, like Cloud Atlas, you did?
I did, yeah. William Conacher, our dialect coach, kept saying, no, that's not it. So I was trying to play somebody cocky, and it seemed like every one of our sessions would go like this. All right, start with the dialogue. It's a bloody waste of time, this is. You know what I want to do? I want to smash him right in the face. And all I want is a room somewhere away from the cold. That's why I'm channeling Audrey Hepburn. And all my dialogue.
But you also, didn't you teach Mr. Hanks Scouse?
Well, he tried a little bit, yeah. Because when I'm on the phone to Anna...
He is on the phone all the time.
Only in a chair, though, in makeup.
Chair and makeup. How are you? I love your loads.
Love your loads.
His family had a long-standing holiday that he wanted to be released from work with, and his kids sent the most adorable video to our director. Yeah. And they were just like, we hope that you will release our daddy. We know that you have him for possible rain cover shots, but if there's any way you could let him come so we can have a traditional holiday.
Yeah.
Then the family pet came through and your daughter said, oops, I just tread on the cat.
I went on the holiday.
Oh, you went on the holiday? Let's meet my next guest. This man is one of the sporting heroes of the year, coming back from defeat to reclaim the biggest prize in boxing. Please welcome the two-time heavyweight champion of the world, Anthony Joshua! Motsi, Florence, there you go, there you go. Anthony Joshua, everybody, yay! Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Wow.
Now, luckily, I sometimes struggle interviewing a boxer, but there are people who know what they're doing. Stephen, you follow boxing, don't you?
Yeah, this fella, massive, yeah.
Thank you.
I noticed
He's
that.
a legend. Not just in stature, but in ability and technique. He's amazing. He's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was actually really nervous meeting him, if I'm honest.
Why?
Because you're a legend.
No, I'm not. You are.
No, you are.
Oh, stop it. No, because when last we met, you had the 4 belts and you were going to fight, and then...
I know.
But very quickly, what went wrong?
I just got beat by the better man. Honestly, I just got beat by the better man.
Really?
Do you know what it is? I feel like if you always look back, you can always find a reason as to why you could have done things better. But I think I just got to take it on the chin and just say, it is what it is, and I corrected it the next time.
No, exactly.
Yeah?
We can laugh about it now. Because you've got them back. So when you meet Andy Rhys again, what's changed? Are you better or is he worse?
He's better.
I don't want to...
Yeah.
I think I'm a lot better now.
He was more tactical.
You might be better, but just looking at a picture...
Yeah, all right, yeah, I see what
looking
we're
at
going
a
to do,
picture, you look better. But Andy... I mean, there's more Ruiz to hit, I feel. The surface area has increased. What happened there?
So, when I had a lot of time to study him, so you're talking about Rhys, yeah?
Yes.
What happened to him? So I studied him, and then he was saying that he wanted to lose weight, etc. And then he realised that when you lose a lot of weight, you may gain speed, but you may lose power. And I think that he wanted to put on the weight, so when he punches, he's punching with so much power that he'll probably knock me out. And that's what I listened to. But then after the fight, when he lost, it was like, oh, I put on too much weight and etc. etc.
Okay.
Maybe an excuse.
Yeah, well,
He wasn't as humble in defeat as he was.
Yeah, just take it as it comes, innit? It is what it is.
He's won now. He's got 4 back again now.
If I didn't win, would you have had me on your show?
No. What would we talk about? How are you doing?
What happened again?
So still no belts. You had 4. You had 4.
How out of shape can you be?
Just sending food parcels to Andy Rhys. But tell me this, presumably now the focus is back on number 5. You've got the 4.
Yes, back again.
Hang on to them. And so back to get number 5. But you don't know who you're going to fight yet.
No,
because the 5th belt is
yeah.
When that's being decided in February.
Well, it's going to be decided, New Year, but I'm going to be in training anyway, so I'm still like up in the air and what to do and so on.
Okay, so it's going to be either Tyson Fury or Deontay Wilder. So between the two of them, if you were a betting man, who do you think you'll be fighting?
I don't know. Tom, if you're my manager.
I'd go by the color of gloves.
This is why you're not my manager.
You want my expertise?
Stephen Graham, you follow boxing. Who?
What do you think?
Yeah. What do you think?
I think any one of them.
Yeah. That's a real fighting man. You know what I mean? Anyone.
Yeah. Any one of them.
It doesn't matter.
Do you care?
You can't call that fight again.
Yeah.
So, but any one of them.
Well, the last time it was a draw, so...
Yeah.
But so you don't care, or do you have a preference?
The preference would be the champion, who is Deontay Wilder, because it's a championship fight. Tyson Fury's so talented as well, and it's the best of British, so why not? I would fight anyone. So either one of them is good. Not you. The way you looked at me there was like...
I don't have a belt. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Well, listen, their fight's in February, so how quickly do you think it'll happen where you're going for that 5th belt? Will it be in 2020, the 5th belt?
That would be the dream. That would be the dream. So they're February, I'll probably go into March, win, let's say, providing I win, and I put my prayers in, the champion wins, and why not?
I know. Well, I hope you do, because then you could be a guest on the show again.
I know.
Good luck in 2020. We'll see you. Anthony Joshua, everybody. I should add that because it is New Year's Eve, you're doing something special for us to bring in the new year a little while. Okay. So stay tuned for that. But before that, it's time for music. Now, 2019 saw the triumphant return of the Spice Girls, and now 1/5 of them is back here performing our brand new single, along with the stars of Sink the Pink. Please welcome Melanie C. To Sink the Pink. Come on over, Melanie C. And thank you very much to Sink the Pink. Woo! Oh, thank you so much. Oh, fantastic. Melanie C. That's Florence, Motsi, Matthew, Tom, Stephen, Anthony. That is Melanie C. Thank you very much. And thanks for everyone listening to Pink. Thank you very much. Yay! Have a seat for the stool down the end there. You good there? Yeah, nice.
I feel like I'm on the children's table, you know, Christmas.
Listen, that single is out now.
Yeah.
Yes, High Heels. I'm playing it on the radio.
Yes.
Yes, I have.
Thank you.
And now you have some... Now, do you know Stephen from Liverpool or no?
No, I know Stephen from... Well, we have some connections.
Yes.
So Stephen is from Kent, which is a part of Liverpool where my dad and all my dad's family are from, and still live, actually.
Okay.
And, yeah, and my dad and Stephen's uncle, Uncle Tony, used to work at the Otis together.
Yeah.
Did you not know that?
I didn't know about it working at Otis.
Did Uncle Tony not say, I know a Spice Girls dance?
No.
What did they talk about?
I think
This was the lifts, wasn't it? Yeah, the lifts, where they make lifts.
Oh, right.
And... Because you met my dad, I think, haven't you? Because you know,
I have, yeah.
Football with Liverpool, yeah.
I have met his dad.
Oh, yeah. Did he mention his daughter was a Spice Girl? Okay, yeah, good. Now, but I heard you talking, and you said you really enjoyed working with the girls from Sink the Pink. Yeah. How did you meet the girls from Sink the Pink?
Do you know, I was introduced to Sink the Pink about 2 years ago, and I went down to a club night. It's a huge creative collective. They're absolutely incredible people. And I went down to perform and just fell in love with everybody. And then we did the Mighty Hoopla, which is a big festival they put on in London every summer. And that was the first time I worked with the drag queens on stage. And we got such a great reaction from the audience. We were like, we've got to do something else. So this year we went out and we did a world tour of Prides, which was incredible.
Wow. And was that tour easier or harder than the Spice Girl tour?
Well, there's less divas in Sink the Pink. And probably less makeup.
What about you, Motsi? Is there going to be new music from you apart from the single?
Yes. Really busy year next year. Loads of new music. Lots of travelling as well. There's a great international fan base from the Spice Girls days. So I get to go out and perform all over the world, which is what I love to do.
All right. Well, I'm sure people will be dancing tonight to High Heels. Melanie C. and the stars of Sink the Pink. Right. That is nearly it. But before we go, just time for a visit to the big red chair. Who's there? Hello.
Hi.
Hi, what's your name?
Samantha.
Samantha? Where are you from, Samantha?
New Zealand, of course.
New Zealand, home of the story.
It's not really weird.
What?
It's not really
It does,
weird.
yeah.
Why have a go?
Wait.
Wait.
No, you can lean across.
Do you want to swap?
No, where'd you stand?
Okay. Samantha, I fear this won't last very long, so speak as quickly as you like.
All right. When I had my first job out of uni, I had a call from my manager saying, just to say hi.
Oh.
So Samantha...
It works!
I love a woman's dreams of being crushed. And Stephen just going, it works!
I was riveted. I'll never know.
How was it again?
Why was
Be
the editor gave her a
kind, be
call?
kind. Not
Is there another one?
There's more, there's more. Okay, don't worry.
I'm onto it.
Okay, here's another one. Hello. Hi.
Hi.
You look a little nervous now. I think we've sedated Stephen Graham. You might get through your story. What's your name?
It's Amy.
And where are you from?
I'm from Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. Amy, what part of Northern Ireland?
Bangor.
Oh, Bangor. Lovely. It's a seaside resort. How did you go with the story?
So I studied music at university.
Oh, yes.
And we were getting ready for the end of year concert. I play the French horn, so I had a big solo coming up.
Of course you did.
I stupidly went out the night before, got very drunk, and the next day we were getting ready for the concert. My solo was coming up, and I really did not feel okay. My solo began, and I knew I was going to be sick. Looking around everywhere to see where I could be sick, had to tip the French horn and throw up into the ground.
Yeah, walk. Go on. Yeah. I had some supplementary questions. Did she then play? No, I don't know.
Good thing she wasn't playing the clarinet.
Do we have another one? One more. Why not? It's New Year's Eve. Come on. Hello.
Hi.
Hey. Hey. I changed it. Be kind. Be kind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for the ringing in of the new year. Now, Anthony, the last time you were on the show, you were sadly robbed of the title of World Fairground Bell Dinger. So we are going to give you that. No, you were upset. I remember you were very upset.
I know.
So, robbed. I think it was Judi Dench. So we're giving you the chance to regain your title tonight and ring in the new year at the same time. So if you'd like to come over here to the machine. Okay. So here's the thing. Now, wait. Before Anthony has a go, does anyone want to have a go? Anybody want to go? Tom, Matthew, Stephen? Oh, Matthew's going. Okay. You give me a go. Okay, Matthew Rhys having a go. Here we go.
I said yes before I saw the surface area of the knob. What do you call that? A nail or a knob? What is that?
It's a knob. It's a knob.
Do it for Wales.
This is... They keep saying that. That's tiny. That's tiny.
But no, if you miss it, you can go again.
Oh,
okay. Do it from this side.
Yes,
this side,
yes.
This side. Okay, here we go. Matthew Rhys, hoping to bring in 2020. Here we go. Here we go.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Right, I feel like I need...
Watch it! Okay, it's time. Anthony Joshua, showing them how it's done. Anthony Joshua, showing them how it's done. Here we go. Yeah. Special good show this is Till then, Happy New Year!